Good morning. It is Monday, October 10th, 2022. I'm on about day 90, 95 of Carnivore. I need to go back and check and see how long I've been doing Carnivore. I did it for a month, about 5 weeks or so, from May going into June. And then on July 4th of this year, I picked it back up and I've been going strong since. So August, September, it's about 90 days, maybe a couple more. But anyway, I've been doing a Couch to 5K app, where it's an app where it's a running program where, you know, basically if you're a couch potato, this can get you running 5Ks in 9 weeks. So I've been doing that. I've done it I've done this same app over the last 4, I guess this is the 5th year that I've done it. And I finished it up this past Saturday and I felt really good about it. And this isn't the first time that I've finished it. I finish it every single time that I do it. But there were 2 things this year that were kind of working against me as far as that goes. And number one, I've never started it this late in the year. So it was August, I think. It was August when I started doing Couch to 5K. It was still pretty damn hot in August. So, you know, I've never started that late in the year. And so it was kind of strange. Normally I'll start it in late February or March. It was strange to start it this late in the year. Number 2, I probably was in the worst shape that I've ever been in starting this program. I've done it in years past and I was still in, you know, decent shape, but the older I get, the more weight that I manage to put on, the more lethargic I seem to get, the less energy I've got. And so I was definitely in the worst shape that I've ever been in when starting this program. So it made me very happy to go ahead and get that wrapped up this weekend. Also, what made this year different was I incorporated push-ups into the workout. So every time I did a mile, for the first 2 weeks, I was doing 5 push-ups. And then for the 7 weeks that followed after that, I did 10 push-ups after every mile. I'm still doing 10 push-ups after every mile. So with the schedule that I'm on right now, which is run 3 days a week, walk 3 days a week, always 3 miles, I'm doing 180 push-ups a week. So it's insane. That's just insane. I feel great, but I found myself slipping back into that same old routine. Okay, so I'm done with the program now. I wrapped it up on Saturday. I don't work out on Sundays. I take Sundays to rest. I did a little back roading yesterday. It was great. I was out of my Jeep. This morning rolls around. I've got my alarm set, 4 o'clock. I hit the snooze button a couple of times and then, you know, get up and let the dogs out. It's freezing cold outside. I'm like, oh, it's cold outside. I don't want to get up and go, I don't want to go out and go run. And so I didn't go run today. And it pisses me off that I didn't go running today, because this is me. This is what I do. This is why I get into the bad shape that I get into. And I laid back down. It was nice and warm. You know, I got up a little bit closer to 6 and, you know, got ready for work and everything's great. Now I'm on my way to work right now. And that's the behavior that gets me into this crap every single winter. I get fat over the winter and then I spend the whole rest of the year trying to work it off. And it's just the worst cycle in the world to get into. And more often than not, I don't lose all the weight that I gained over the winter. And then over the last 2 or 3 years, I wound up gaining more weight and getting more overweight. So I backslid a little bit this morning and I didn't get up and go walking. The good thing about that is that I can go this afternoon when I get off work. I can. It's not a big deal. As long as I get my workout in today, it's not the worst thing in the world. But that mindset is the worst thing in the world, and I've got to figure out a way to get out of that. I've got to get past my own brain and say, you know what, Troy, it's no. You get your butt up and you go. And it's only going to get colder from here. I've got to figure out how to do it. So I've got to get mentally tougher. I've got to make myself mentally tougher. And all I've got to do is do it once or twice. All I've got to do is get out in that cold weather, do it once or twice, and then then it's going to be a habit. It's going to be, well, it won't be a habit at that point. It'll be something that I'm doing though. And it'll be so much easier if I just get up and do it once or twice. That's all I need in order for me to say, okay, well, I did it yesterday. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. I'm going to go ahead and do it today. So I do have a couple of options. I can switch up my schedule and not have to worry about it in the mornings and do my exercises in the evening, which has several benefits to it, but the one thing that works against me on that is that I feel rushed. I feel rushed if I get caught in traffic. Oh God. Oh, this is putting me so far behind. If I get out of work late, if anything happens and I don't get home in a decent hour, and then I've got to do my exercises, and then I've got to eat dinner also. I've got to take a shower before I go to bed, and it's going to be extremely time consuming in the precious few hours that I have in the evening after I get out for work. But it's doable. There is a benefit to it. I can go to work. I usually get to work 7:15, 7:30, and I can get to work and be there for a little bit, maybe drink a cup of coffee, and then eat. I can eat, in the mornings. I'm the kind of person where I don't like to work out in the afternoons because I don't like having food on my stomach when I exercise. It makes me feel super heavy. It upsets my stomach sometimes, and I just don't like to do it. But if I change up my workout routine, then I can get to work, I can eat, I can grill a steak at 9 o'clock in the morning at work if I want to, and go ahead and get good and full. And then by the time I get home in the evenings, which is never any earlier than about 5:15 or 5:30, I've got an empty stomach at that point. But nothing's ever good enough. That's not going to work out because I like to work out when I'm fasted. So obviously first thing in the morning is going to be more ideal. See, nothing can ever be simple with me. It's just stupid. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty peeved at myself for not getting up and going to exercise this morning. Hopefully this is going to be enough to make me understand in the morning when I get up, hey, you were pretty upset with yourself yesterday. You need to get up and do this, and you're going to feel a lot better. So anyway, we'll see. Changing up my workout schedule is always going to be on the table because, it is going to get very cold over the winter. And I think I've seen reports that this winter is going to be colder than normal. And around the Nashville area, which is a truly despicable city, now, please don't ever mistake that. But around the Nashville area, we don't ever really get a whole lot of snow. It gets really cold, but we don't get a whole lot of snow because Nashville's kind of in a bowl. So we have Kentucky to the north of us, which is at a higher elevation than we are. To the east of us, there's also mountains. There's the Cumberland Plateau. And so west of us, it's pretty flat. But it seems like the higher elevated areas around us wind up getting more snow. It does get really cold. So, adjusting my schedule is always going to be on the table, but I think I'm going to try to keep it during the mornings for right now. Wow, I really could talk about this crap all day long, couldn't I? Anyway, so that's it. So I'm peeved at myself this morning. I am going to work out this afternoon, and I think I'm probably going to fast today up until after I work out, and then eat dinner this evening. So I feel like I want to do that, and I'm finding that it's not really that hard to do that. I did it 2 or 3 days, like 3 days last week, and as long as I'm drinking, enough water, and even a couple of cups of coffee, I'm good. So that's not the worst thing in the world. So I did get away from that over the weekend, but yeah, if I'm at work, it's really, really easy to not eat. So I think I'm just going to keep doing it today. I don't have much else going on. Do I have anything else going on? I don't really have anything else going on, but I need I'm going to need another challenge here before long. Another way of challenging myself until this just gets so ingrained in me that it's just not. You would think it would be that way at this point, 90 days in, but I have had some cheat days. They were all intentional, but I have had some cheat days, and I just got to get to where the carnivore lifestyle is just automatic. It's automatic, and 99% of the time it is. But I've still got those, moments where I'm like, ooh, this would be good. And I've got to get that same way as far as the exercise goes. All right, so it's Monday, October 10th, 2022. And I hope everybody has a great day.